Just check on and let me know. It is not there. I feel fast, but I don't have that. So, no, I'm checking all the time.
No one.
See, Angie is here.
Hi, Nori. Good evening. Yossi.
Hi, good evening.
Where are you, in Japan now?
Yes, I am. I am dressed up in all suits and ties at 2 a.m. in Japan.
Oh, you could bring the pajama.
Great time for small talks, guys.
Kimono.
Really nice to see you. Really nice to see you. Hello.
Ilan, let me know when we can start.
Yes, you can.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, Africa, Middle East. Good afternoon, Europe. Good morning, US, Canada, Latin America. And special greetings to our viewers and panelists from Asia and Australia, who normally would for sure be asleep right now. Hello, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the finals of the Global Edtech Startup Awards 2020. My name is Paz. I'm head of Mindset Accelerator, and I lead GESAwards on behalf of Mindset. We are very, very excited to be here with you, especially in this unique year that, among other things, took education to a new era and forced a change that some would say was actually necessary. Today, we celebrate what EdTech has to offer to the world. So let's start the show. Kevin? We're about to meet 23 amazing startups, the winners of 18 regional semifinals and 5 special tracks of GESAwards. They will be competing for the opportunity to be selected as the global winners and be crowned the most promising Edtech startup of the year. But even more importantly, they will introduce to us groundbreaking solutions which contribute to what we all hope will be the future of education. So let's see who is here with us today. I'm going to share my screen. Just a minute. So, GESAwards partners, you will hear more about them very, very soon from Avi Warshavsky. We have here 23 great startups that were selected out of more than 1,000 applications this year. And we have a panel of judges which represent representatives of Edtech leaders, government representatives, and education leaders from across the world. We are very, very happy that you're with us today and honored to host you here with us. We have 40 judges today. So thank you again for taking the time to help us select the best Edtech startups of the world. I'd like to invite now Avi Warshavsky, who is the CEO of Mindset and the founder of GESAwards.
Thank you, Paz. Really great seeing here all good friends from across the globe. And I would like really to give the context of this amazing collaboration. And I think the natural starting point should be this picture, which is the finals that we held last year in London. But actually, much more accurate picture is this one. A kid sits in his kitchen at home, raises. Okay. Sits in his at home in his kitchen, raises his hand and wanted to ask a question his teacher, which is of course based in the Zoom. In a way, this picture colors the main story of this year, and the Global Edtech Startup Awards brings us the opportunity this year of 1,000 startups who are applying under these dramatic events from about more than 100 countries. And based on a partnership between more than 20 organizations across the globe. And this partnership is the secret sauce of the Global Edtech Startup Awards. Each partner is a real partner, and this is a really a collaboration of communities that are joining forces together to really bring to light those startups. And one of the interesting aspects of this competition is the data. We have in our database more than 5,000 startups who applied during the years to the Global Edtech Startup Awards. And this data really brings us a very unique and special access to some insights. And I want to share quickly the highlights of those insights. And of course, the first one is about the startup themselves. And those startups, in a way, are a very good way to predict how education will look like in a few years ahead, mainly because when you are analyzing the data, you can see that more than 50% of them are pre-seed, 24% are seed, and this means that we're going to see the fruits of those startups coming to be fulfilled in about 5 years, more or less from now. And another aspect connected to those startups is the demography. Usually when we want to know what's happening across the globe in EdTech, we are looking on investments. And as we saw this year, we had huge investments in China. Actually, China became to be the biggest in the last 3 years. We had pretty big investments in the US and a new player in the neighborhood, India, that became to be one of the giants this year as well. And also Europe, that became in about 7 years, 10 times the investments amount that used to be in Europe. But what's happening in the rest of the world? And I think this is why the GESA data are so interesting, because we have the opportunity to know about what's happening in Latam and in Africa and in Asia. And talking about Africa, I think Africa maybe is the most interesting surprise of the last years. This year, we had almost 20% of the application from Africa. And also we have, beside of the partners that we used to have from South Africa, we have 2 more from Kenya and from Ghana, which is great honor. Another interesting trend is about the distinction between learning and schooling. Usually, we know that in school we do those 2 things. We learn.
Ich habe ja von denen Hintergrund gekriegt.
But we also have some other activities that might be under the headline of schooling, which is all the rest: discipline and organization and reporting and all the social aspects. And as Mark Twain used to say, or maybe not, but as we used to think you're saying, there's sometimes conflict between the schooling and the learning. And in the last years, we can see that in the Global Edtech Startup Awards, we see more and more learning and less schooling solutions. And we start to see the same phenomena in this year, also in the investment analytics. And I believe that the post-pandemic era will show us more and more the ability to look on the learning separately from the schooling. Another interesting phenomena that we see now for some years in GESA data, and also we start to see also in the investment data, is the place of content. This year we had less than 30% content solutions in GESA data. And this is a very interesting ratio when we remember that this industry of educational technology was strongly biased by publishers and by content suppliers. And we see the transition here. We also see this when we analyze investments across the globe this year. In some areas, it's even 15% or less of investing in content. And as opposed to the content, we see more and more platforms which became to be much more understood and needed in this COVID-19 crisis. And the last trend, which I find extremely interesting, is the place of K-12. K-12 used to be the unwanted child of the investor landscape of EdTech. We used to see in the last years much more investing in workforce. This data is Holon IQ data from this year, which we see almost 50% of workforce investment and about 33% in K-12. The GESA data is the opposite. We see 42% of K-12 and 7% of pre-K that became even bigger. And we believe that this ratio will be with us in the next years. We have some clues for this also when we are analyzing the investment data. Of course, the GESAwards are not just about data. I think the core of this initiative is the community. Again, a picture from last year from the bootcamp. Every year we hold the bootcamp in London of 2 days for the finalists in each region. And this is the picture from last year. This year, of course, we had the same pictures, but online in Zoom, which have some pros and cons. when we're looking on this community, it's not alive only in January. Actually, we have a very full timeline during the year, and the next stage of the Global Edtech Startup Awards is the kickoff of 2021 competition. It's going to be taking place in the South by Southwest EDU, which also will be online this year on March. And in the kickoff, we're going to tell about the special tracks. I will not expose all of them, but I'll expose 3 of them right now. One of them, which we had also this year, a great collaboration with National Geographic Society, again around geography and solution, which will never was relevant as it's right now. A new and very exciting collaboration with HP Tech Ventures, which tries to enhance user learning experience by hybrid between print and digital. And I guess this is a new stage in the maturity of understanding the relationship between print and digital. And last, a movement that is alliance of a few organizations across the globe, many of them also partners in the Global Edtech Startup Awards, Unboxing School, a movement that tries not going back, try to preserve some of the changes we are seeing right now in the educational system and try to make them to be reality in the time of the post-COVID-19. I would like to say thank you again to all our dear partners, which really made this is the secret sauce of GESA, and also to the sponsors of the prizes, which always makes it much more tangible, and we're going to meet some of them soon. And last, I would like to remind what we are competing on, and we're looking for companies that first of all answering a real pain, and I don't think we need to explain this criteria, especially this year. But we're looking also for companies who bring innovation. When we say innovation, in some verticals, innovation is about technology. We don't measure it through technology. We measure the innovation through pedagogy, and we'd like to see solutions that really brings something new in this field. And of course, we want those startups to be real, and this is why we're looking for a business model and a growth potential that can really make an effect in the world. I would like to say good luck to all the startups and looking forward to your pitches. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Avi. Actually, thank you. He's sitting right next to me. So now we're ready to meet the startups, the stars of the evening or morning or night. We will now meet 18 winners of their geographical regions. So they won their regional semifinals. Our judges have ranked all of them, and the 8 highly ranked will provide a pitch of 4 minutes. The runner-ups will present pitches of 1 minute, and this is what we're going to see next. And we invite all of you in the audience to choose your winners among all pitches, so we can crown the popular vote winner. So Ilan, Kevin, please share the link in the chat now, and we invite you all to vote for your favorite. So let's start meeting some startups. First is Finland. We're starting with Finland. Mika Kassanen from School Day. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you all. Hope you can see my screen and hear me. Hey everyone, how are you feeling today? This question is the foundation of School Day that analyzes, explains, and improves student well-being. My name is Mika, and I come from Finland, where education has always been about well-being. With the global pandemic, everyone has truly woken up to the importance of well-being. Too many students face problems with mental health, anxiety, and related issues. This is the burning issue in education today. School Day has built a digital platform amplifying student voice by asking research-based questions. By doing so, we provide real-time insights and analytics and lesson plans for teachers for whole school improvement. Our mission is to help educators to know how the class is feeling for right and timely support. All this leading to better learning outcomes. Our journey is exciting. Today, our district SaaS service is in 22 countries in over 100 schools with over 35K students. This year will be all about growth and scale. Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity, and let's enjoy the show. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mika. Next is Argentina. Gaston Gardner will present Talk to You.
Hi everyone, this is Gaston from Talk to You. Let me start with an insight. For youth, it is hard to find a safe place to speak about their feelings. Even worse, in a pandemic. We were able to have empowering conversations with 2 million adolescents by going to where they feel most comfortable, using storytelling and artificial intelligence. Adolescents spend most of the day on chat. Messaging apps are the most popular in their phones. So what if we could use chatbots and storytelling to engage adolescents into experiences to improve skills on digital citizenship? Here's how it works. The main character talks to you by sending text, photos, and videos. Chat stories are humanizing technology with safe, ethical practices. 90% of our users felt as if they were talking to a friend, and 8 in 10 claimed they were learning something new out of our stories. Every day, more partners are funding Talk to You's chat stories to make a difference for youth. Let's use storytelling, science, and technology to talk about real change at scale. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Thank you very much. Next, we're moving to China with Aisling Quinn presenting Mandarin metrics.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Paz. Mandarin Matrix is an educational technology solution for learning Mandarin. Our purpose is to enable the world's children to learn Mandarin, and our opportunity addresses the global shortage of Mandarin teachers. Our product is over 16,000 online elements, and it's available in multi-navigational languages. Our solution is cloud-based and it's customizable. It's a turnkey online platform, and our team are dedicated to supporting equity in education. We've currently got over 75,000 registered users, and our goal is to help support a significant proportion of the 35 million children learning Mandarin globally by 2025. It's a big aim. So we support K-12 schools, students, teachers, and parents. And between the year 2019 to 2020, our revenue has increased 175%. We are currently developing AI, natural language processing technology, to enable students across the world to learn Mandarin. Thank you for your time and listening today.
Thank you so much. Moving to France, Benoit Bonte with Million Roads.
Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen. Okay. So Million Roads is a French startup that provides digital solution for professional development for students and alumni.
Just
Sorry?
a second, we can't see your slides yet. Just a second. Ilan, can you stop the share so we can share?
Ah, okay. Let you know.
Now we see. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I was introducing Million Roads, which is a French startup that provides digital solution for professional development and students and alumni. So the challenge of career guidance digitalization is to give access to comprehensive information and real-time possibilities available for young professionals. We have created an intelligent and intuitive interactive map based on real data and AI. somehow the slide doesn't go ahead, but okay, I'm going to continue. This map is a one-of-a-kind interactive map that makes possible for the first time to visualize unlimited professional career trajectories from their beginnings. With intelligent tools that use the combined power of data and AI, the map also makes it easier and faster to access training and career information. Depending on the user's goal, the GPS gives a detailed view of professional profiles corresponding to their desired career path, allowing them to develop a better sense of professional possibilities and ways of going about achieving them through specific information about internship, jobs, career training, or further education. So you can go to millionroads.com to see the map because, as you see, it didn't display. Thank you very much.
Next, we're moving to United Arab Emirates. Saliman de la Casa will present Glick.
You don't have to stop sharing.
Please, when you finish presenting, stop share so the next one can present.
Perfect. Let me start sharing. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
How are you? So excited to be here. Okay, let's get started. So as we are all sitting here right now, this lady is becoming the first vice president of the United States. And do any of us actually know what her degrees are? But I'm pretty sure every single one of us understands and we recognize leadership when we see it. That is what Gleek focuses on. We look at human skills and how to benchmark it and how to upskill you in those for particular job roles. We do that in a really super special way. We are able to, through our taxonomy, we are able to tell you exactly where you stand. We upskill you on those roles specific to current and emerging jobs. We match you with mentors. This is one of our Nobel Prize laureate mentors who guide you on that upskilling journey. And then we connect you to job portals. This is the Monster job portal with 60 million plus users that we are plugged into, and we get you to the top of job search. What Gleek is doing is leveling the diversity and inclusion curve for anyone who wants to get a job. We're answering a simple question. What if a refugee can be the CEO of a company? Gleek can actually show you if a refugee qualifies to be the CEO of a company. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. And now we are with India. Vedant, please present Josh Talks.
Hi, everyone. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. Very happy to be here. So I'm representing Josh Skills. So Josh stands for passion in Hindi, which is India's biggest language. And what we are trying to create in India is an upskilling product. So as we speak right now over here, India has millions, hundreds of millions of users who are actually coming online. And this is their first time that they're going to be using the internet. And their first touch point is a smartphone. These are people who do not understand English. They only understand their regional languages. And we will have over 840 million people who are consuming content and accessing the internet in the vernacular by 2025. What that led for us is to create an ecosystem of products that will help these new users access the internet and actually gain more out of the internet than just entertainment content. So we use our YouTube channels, which have a combined subscriber base of over 10 million subscribers, to inform and inspire the youth of India. And then we use our app, which is called Josh Skills, to provide courses that are very low cost courses. Each course on our app actually costs between $2 to $4, and it teaches you valuable soft skills like spoken English, personality development, and financial literacy, and so on. If I tell you the numbers that we support, we have over 10 vernacular English in Indian languages. We do over 65 million views monthly, and we have a total subscriber base of 10 million, and we've done over 1 billion views across the internet. And as for our courses, we have over 150,000 paid users who have contributed to over 20 million minutes of watch time within our application, learning valuable skills that they need to get ahead in their life and do something amazing. That's it from my end. I hope all of you have a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we are with Ghana. Angie Madara, please present Proud Global.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. A 2019 report by the Global Partnership of Education stated that over 91% of children in developing countries do not achieve minimum educational proficiency. At the same time, over 60% of students, primary school-aged going children, have been diagnosed with some sort of mental health problem. This is a terrifying statistic, and coming from a developing country, it's even more mind-blowing. The common stipulation is that if we read more, if we go for extra tuition classes, if we perfect our cramming skills, we will do better. But what if I told you that by supplementing core school subjects such as English, maths, and science with play or extracurricular activities can actually result in better outcomes, both academically and mental wellness? For example, linking piano playing with reading skills, linking football with mathematics, and so on. GROAD has been able to tackle these two frightening statistics with an 86% success rate. My name is Angie Madara, and I'm the founder of GROAD, and I'm looking forward to having a chat with all of you. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Next, moving to West USA, Alejandro Magalhães, please present Learn Lounge Games. Sorry for any mispronouncement, by the way.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Hi, my name is Alejandro with Learn Launch Games, and thank you for being here. But let's start out with a simple story that applies to everyone in the world, especially with COVID. Think of any student that you know between the ages of 7 and 14. And have them a homework assignment with 20 questions, whatever subject it is, whatever language it is. Look at them in the face and tell them to answer it twice. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. No one wants to do the homework twice just for fun. But where the Learn Launch Games would notice that with COVID and everything going on around the world, students are not as engaged. Teachers had to get creative and doing other ways of teaching their material. So what we decided to do is we actually turned the homework assignment that you give to that student into video games instantly. So instead of answering a paper or a form or something on the internet, kids play a video game. And while they're playing different video games, they're learning from that experience. So we give teachers the powers to be able to do it and be able to learn. Again, the whole plan is, as someone said throughout the week, is chocolate covered broccoli. A chance to have the kids a chance to learn without them really knowing they're learning, by helping teachers all over the world, right? So just last year alone, over 60% of students answer the same assignment twice, just because they wanted to play, just because they wanted to get engaged. Nowhere else will you get that with a piece of paper or a form on the internet. This year in 2021, in the United States, we already have over 112,000 answers in a little over a 1 week period, right? So the plan is, again, to help us to grow. I hope we got you excited. If you want to learn about how we can work with Mexico and schools in the Philippines for algebra or any subject, feel free to reach out. And if you have any input, I'm always here to learn more after we're all Edtech companies. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Alejandro. Moving all the way to the UK, Chris Quickfall with Cognisys.
Hello. Hello and welcome, everybody. Hopefully you can see me, hear me, and see the screen.
Yes.
Excellent. The first modern tests on cognitive abilities were performed in the 1880s. Nowadays, technology can personalize any content delivery for fractions of a cent. So we must have solved education, right? Wrong. We know every single brain is different, yet we use batch production techniques to educate people. And then we throw away 20% as waste. Let's stop batch producing people. Neurodiversity is here. And in order to recognize it, we needed to build 3 tools. First, a scientifically valid and scalable digital cognitive assessment. Second, a library of algorithmically curated learning strategies targeted to support cognition. And finally, a platform and a community within it to share and to shout about cognition. We're scaling rapidly in the UK. A fifth of all UK apprentices will use Cognisys in 2021. We have clients paying £100,000 in annual license fees, and we have clients recontracting for 5-year commitments. We have prospects in our pipeline discussing £1 million contract values as well. And this is all with the goal of making sure that we use cognitive neuroscience to make sure no learner is left behind. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Germany with peer programming. Paul Ohm, please.
Hey, I'm Paul, and we founded Pair Programming because we believe that every student should understand the world of today in order to shape the world of tomorrow. In a rapidly changing world, we cannot expect teachers to create modern content for all important topics like data, algorithms, or AI. Neither can we count on books because they are outdated shortly after they are printed. Therefore, we developed PairUp, a platform for teaching. Teachers can create new content, share it with others, and be part of a huge community. At Pair Programming, we work closely with teachers. This way, they can help us to develop a platform they really need. And students should be excited about learning. That's why we have transformed the classroom into a motivating game. And how much does it cost? It's up to you. We believe that education should be accessible to everyone. To benefit from the digital transformation, let's work together, let's pair up. Thanks.
Thank you everyone. You can only hear us applauding, but actually we represent a huge crowd applauding to you at home. So it's no wonder you were selected to represent your regions. To the audience, if you want to learn more about them, you are more than welcome to visit the virtual showroom of GESAwards 2020. You can tour and see videos of all the finalists of GESAwards, and you can find the link in the website of GESAwards. We will also share it here at the end of the event. So our auditorium is full and we would like to get to know the crowd a little bit better. So I'm going to ask Ilan and Kevin to share a little poll with you. We would like to ask you where you're watching us from. Ilan, Kevin, please share the poll. We are also voting.
Okay.
And we're now moving to the 8 finalists who are still running to be GESAwards 2020 winners. Each startup will have now 4 minutes to pitch, and after each pitch, one of our esteemed judges will comment to the pitch. So judges, up until now, you were just enjoying the show, but now is the time to start working. So please use your ranking forms. You have it, I hope, and if not, contact one of us in the chat. So we are starting with Poland. Karol Gornowicz, presenting Squeeware. Please, Karol, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Cheers from Poland. So COVID highlighted a long-standing truth, and my predecessors said it already. We are doing a terrible job educating children. That's obvious. But at the same time, we're doing a terrible job preparing teachers to face new challenges. like digitization or innovation in methodology. So Salman Khan said that if teachers can be replaced with technology, they should be. But our job in Screeware is to make sure it does not happen, because teachers are critical factor in equalizing student learning outcomes and building engagement, spurring passion for lifelong learning. So our mission is to empower teachers with powerful tools and improve their methodology and develop their professional skills on the job. At the same time, we care a lot about creating relevant and engaging environments, giving personalized learning for primary school kids to help them discover their passions. So here's what we've built over the course of 6 years. We give you the ScreeLab, a one-stop shop school laboratory for K-12 education. ScreeLab embraces STEAM methodology, develops motoric hands-on skills, encourages experimentation, and supports hybrid learning. Our unique use case is proven commercially and by academic certification, is special education and promotion of vocational educational training paths, which now is getting more and more critical. The brains of our hybrid STEAM lab is Screeware Academy. This is an educational platform for teachers with interdisciplinary scenarios across 8 subjects like physics, geography, math, and so on. We also give e-courses to support onboarding into our ecosystem and provide guidance on methodology for the teachers. That also includes development of soft skills defined by Partnership for 21st Century Learning and World Economic Forum. So teachers seem to appreciate and enjoy our solution, but let's face the truth, the COVID times hit us hard. It was a wartime leadership challenge for me and my team. We survived, however, and are stronger ever since. We're now present in around 200 schools, mostly outside of Poland. We built a network of trained 13 distributors, 3 of which we closed during the lockdown. And despite all of that hassle, we've already built sales pipeline to make us grow 5 times this year. Our business model is B2G and B2B. We sell directly to schools and via distribution network. We are selling a complete school solution with recurring revenue coming from the Academy access. At the same time, we're forming go-to-market partnerships with complementary software and hardware. For instance, we are co-selling partner of Microsoft, and we're integrated into the Teams ecosystem. So our secret sauce to finalize and competitive advantages are patentable 3D printing technology, printable programmable robotic modules that gives us a very unique proven methodology. And on top of that, everything is secured in a cloud-based solution that can be integrated with external 3D printers, which we are working on right now, and with external educational platforms. So thanks to this great competition, this community, I would like to secure content partnerships to enter new markets and scale access to the ScreeLab methodology. My name is Karol. I'm CEO of Screeware. Please come join us on the new STEAM revolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Karol. To react to your pitch, I'd like to invite Betsy Corcoran, co-founder and co-CEO at EdSurge. Thank you, Betsy, for joining us.
Thank you. So I think this is a really interesting company, and I think it's incredibly important, as you said at the end, that you're developing your content partnerships in order to be integrated into schools, into the academic environments. You're going to need to ensure that there's curriculum that's aligned with whatever the standards are of the state, the organization, the country, that sort of thing. One question that I would have for you would be whether you've done significant work with IB schools around the world, because that would seem to be a market that would be very interested and very open to what you're doing. You know, we haven't had an opportunity to discuss pricing, but obviously pricing is a pretty important issue, and would be interested in hearing more detail of the pricing models going forward. But overall, you've certainly identified a pain point, the right problem. I'm impressed that you're interested in the professional development for teachers. That's obviously huge. And as I said, I just encourage you to continue to think through the content partnerships.
Thank you. Shall I reply to these questions right now?
Go ahead, Carl.
Of course. Yes, very quickly. So IB, School Network, we've recognized it because it's like more of a common curriculum that can be applied with minor changes to different countries. We were actually invited to the summit of European IB School Network, but COVID hit us hard and it was postponed. We are working on it right now. So certainly we recognize that opportunity. And for the pricing, the final price is 5,000 euro. And 10% of it is the annual access to the content. So the logic is that when schools buy this, everything stays at the school, but when the school renews the subscription, the new courses and the new content is being updated. That's it.
Great. Again, speaking from the US perspective, certainly hope that you also might consider having some kind of an equity play or opportunity for schools that have less funding and less opportunities to either partner with other schools or have some way of being able to afford the work.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Betsy and Carol. Moving on to Spain, Elena Ibanez will present Singularity Experts.
Hello, everybody. Do you see the screen? Okay. Good afternoon from a snowy Madrid, everybody. In Spain, nearly all...
We cannot see your screen.
No? Okay. I'm going to share it in another way. Sorry. Is it okay now? Can you see it now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Thank you. It's very interesting.
Oh, sorry.
So let's move on to,
okay. Okay.
Great. Yes.
Okay, sorry about this. Okay. Spain, nearly all students don't have a clue about what to study. Of those who do know, they choose between traditional professions, many of which are going to disappear. This is part of the reason why we have the highest dropout rate in Europe. 1 of every 3 students doesn't finish the degree they start. People in Spain choose the wrong career too often. And while all this is happening, we have almost half of the European companies that cannot find qualified profiles for their positions. And technologies such as AI are creating new professions for which no one is training. We have a serious problem and a great opportunity also. And this is why Singularity Experts was born, a disruptive orientation platform, which guides in a personalized way only towards jobs and studies with future, both technical and humanistic. We holistically assess people, identify what they can, know, and want to do, and guide them into the future. Of course, our orientation encourages STEM profiles, vocational training, and soft skills. We've mainly innovated in 2 fields. The first one, we are the only institution in the world that had its own mapping with 3,000 jobs with future. All of them already exist, of course, and have guaranteed employability. In second place, we've created an AI that generates inferences among the million of possible combinations. Keep in mind that for each user, we measure 50 dimensions and calculate the similarity index with each of the 3,000 jobs. The tests are carried out entirely in this environment that you see here in a very intuitive way and with great user experience. We measure traditional capacities and also capacities that nobody measures, such as computational thinking or emotional intelligence. The results are also delivered in this same environment. First, the results of the evaluation, and then the 10 jobs of the future that best fit each profile. described with tasks, functions, evidence of growth, and concrete examples. And each job has an indexed training path consisting of a degree or vocational training, a MOOC, and a bootcamp or postgraduate. And we also deliver a soft skills report. We'll sell directly to the end user through the platform, to school students, university students, and professionals, and also to high schools, universities, to select students, and even consulting projects, and in companies for reskilling and outplacement projects, for instance. To date, we have achieved large clients, universities such as UNIR, Francisco de Vitoria, as you can see here, educational publishers such as McGraw-Hill. Even this year, we've gained customer loyalty because the first client we had last year has again counted on us. We have the name Global Educate Schools in Spain, so we are very proud of all this. And up until now, we've also achieved great milestones. We're most proud of having been named members of the Digital Skills Coalition of the European Commission in recognition of our work in fostering digitization among Spanish students. And after all this, we are ready to grow. This is our management tool that you see here that we created from scratch, in which we manage the users, we capture the results, we integrate it with our AI, the jobs are thrown in real time with the training routes. We manage, as you can see here, the schools, companies, and we can also update, of course, the jobs for the future. As you can see in this example, in which we have chosen one with a great future, such as the expert in personalized education. So do you support us on going out to conquer this market? Thanks a lot, everybody, and good afternoon.
To react to your pitch, I'd like to invite Luis Pinto, Director of Business Development EMEA at Udemy Government. Luis, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for inviting. It's really exciting to be here, and even more to comment on Singularity Experts, because this is really within the work that I've been doing. Before in venture capital, I was investing in education companies, and we talked about breaking up the degrees. So one side of where to lead the students to in alternative programs. And now at Udemy, really focusing on adult lifelong learning. So it's really exciting because I know several companies that do something similar of what you're proposing. And I think this is something needed for every market, because you are right, people don't know what to choose. And they lack guidance, which in some cases, a lot of universities claim that they had this kind of orientation, or small services organizations. So my question to you is really, how do you see scaling when you think that this is really context driven? While you can guide students for the jobs of the future, the jobs will be local. So there is a sense of operating at the local level while scaling a global platform like yours. So I think this is going to be a challenge that you would need to go through. And my second question is really around the services that you provide. So you're doing a diagnostic with the assessment that is personalized. You recommend a learning path that may point students to several institutions. But there's two other layers that I think are important, is some sort of certification as a following step, and then the job market and employability. For instance, a partnership with a job board, that is something that other players are doing in other parts of the world that I've been working with. So are you also considering that as a way of moving forward?
Okay, thank you very much. Regarding the first question, well, we don't orientate to concrete positions, as you can see in any platform to search for jobs. We are making the match between the potential of the students and the jobs of the future that will exist globally. I mean, in every market, you will need works regarding, for instance, robotics in education, or quantum computing in financial simulations, and jobs like this. So we are not working on concrete positions to, to go in to conquer this position concretely, but to inspire with jobs that globally we are expecting a high demand in their employability. So it's a different approach. And yeah.
sorry, we won't have the time for the second answer, but
sorry.
we take it for after the event.
Okay.
We're moving to the US with Diego Villegas presenting Slang app.
Great. So let me share my screen. Give me just 1 second here. Yeah. So can you see that? Great. Hi everybody. I envision a future where every job will have a professional English career path. I'm Diego Villegas, the CEO of SLAN. English is my second language, and I went through the process of learning English with the current one-size-fits-all solutions. I was never satisfied. Using machine learning and a data-driven approach, we reimagine the English language learning experience entirely. Let's start with some facts. The word knowledge is encoded in professional English. You can see here some examples of the body of knowledge across all industries. There are millions of amazing resources, but only 90% of the workforce cannot consume them. That is what I call professional illiteracy. And SLAN is on track to solve it. SLAN is a modular learning platform where you can easily create English career path for every job title at scale. For the very first time, every professional will be able to learn the English they need. Let's take this example, a procurement manager at Toyota. Using professional English courses as building blocks, you can easily combine topics like supply chains, logistics, negotiation, and even a proficiency test to certify English knowledge. Now, let me show you how we are transforming the speed of learning. Our learning experience is highly adaptive and created in real time, using millions of data points from our English knowledge model and users' performance data. This is truly a user-centric, data-driven approach, and is the fastest way to learn professional English. In the end, with our LMS, any organization will be able to easily deploy hyper-custom professional English programs. Companies will use SLAN for recruitment and workforce development. Universities will have truly bilingual programs. So how fast can we reach all industries and majors? We built the tech to create thousands of professional English courses. Our NLP techniques and modular architecture allow us to produce any professional English course in just 1 week. That is a game changer. For decades, the industry has been teaching around 3,000 terms, just 1% of the English corpus. So one-size-fits-all was the tip of the iceberg, and SLAN is uncovering a massive opportunity here. Let's go with our traction. We are growing very fast, currently at 1.5 in annual recurring revenue, selling to the mid-market and enterprise segments using a low-touch sales model with a payback period of 8 months. We've seen great traction across all industries with customers like Nestlé, Santander, and Caterpillar. So what is SLAN full potential? SLAN beyond basic English actually is expanding the TAM using our own annual contract values. Our market for B2B in the Americas is 13 billion, and the total is 72 billion when you include B2C and other regions. To materialize this market, we build a very solid team. I have a strong track record in scaling ventures all the way to 200 million in revenue. Cameron, our CTO, is a great software engineer with deep knowledge in machine learning. We also have a very strong management team with solid experience in Edtech, and we are actively hiring in Boston, Mexico, Colombia, and Brazil. Now, a new order is coming to the industry. We are rapidly becoming the industry standard to develop and certify professional English. SLAN certification will be a currency to prove English knowledge in university admission, job applications, and beyond. And you can see we are really eliminating professional illiteracy and unleashing the global workforce. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to invite Moshik Moore, partner at Amun Fund and the chairman of Mindset, to react.
Hi there. Thanks for sharing the slang story. I have to say it's a very interesting one, very exciting one. I think you guys are tapping into a real need. English is the universal language, and increasingly, indeed, people will have to specialize in particular areas of the English language. So I think that you're tapping into a real need, and you seem to have come up with a very unique and interesting approach to do that. My main question and the main thing I would be interested in is to what how easy it would be for some of the big players in the market to kind of copy not exactly copy what you've done, but follow your approach and come up with solutions, because we know that the English learning market is full of there are a lot of solutions, a lot of players. Some of them are really big ones. So the question is to the extent to which your intellectual property and your unique, your special sauce will be hard to duplicate by other players.
Great, Mochi. Thank you for that interesting question. It's really hard. We spent like 2-3 years of R&D and research doing that, and it's because the size of the English corpus is massive and it's very specialized. So it's not the same one size fits all 3,000 terms than going to 300,000 terms. You need to map out the entire English corpus with rich data, and then you need to be able to have a data-driven approach to create English professional courses very fast. And you can imagine how many job titles are in LinkedIn. We are talking about 10 of thousands of professional English courses. So it's not really easy to replicate. You need a lot of intense use of machine learning, and so you have to have a very strong team. And actually, the execution it has to be very good methodology-wise to keep the standard of a handcrafted traditional curriculum.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diego. Thank you, Mochi. Ilan, Kevin, can you show us the results of the poll? Let's see who's with us. So Europe is with 45%, and the rest, Asia, America. Nice, good to see. No one from Australia or New Zealand, I see. Next year, maybe. Okay, moving on. So now we're with Brazil. Jose Rubinger Filho will present Key to Enable.
How are you, everyone? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's start this. So our superheroes in this picture grow beyond themselves every day. Imagine your life today if you had never been able to express yourself, but could understand everything that your parents are saying. Deny people with disabilities the right to education has a lifelong impact on their learning, achievement, and employment opportunities. One of the biggest challenges is providing each child with the right kind of education induced in early childhood to develop their skills and unfold their true potential. Unfortunately, schools are not prepared for this, and children with disabilities were especially affected during the pandemic. But I have good news for the world, because Julia is not able to hold a pen, but is now learning inside a regular classroom using our solution. Ahmad cannot say a single word, but he can communicate and study by only blinking his eyes using our movement sensor. And all of this happened because of this man. Clayson was born with cerebral palsy and graduated in computer science by using a head pointer. However, it took him 8 years, so he came up with a great idea. Together with him, we developed KeyX, a keyboard that consists of 9 buttons, which through combinations of colors and symbols, it enables people with physical, motor, and intellectual disabilities to communicate, learn, engage, and even play. Abdullah is using a computer for the first time, and he's writing the name of his teacher in Arabic. Key to Enable has developed an unique all-in-one platform that combines rehabilitation with special education. We accept other assistive technologies from competitors to join us, and that's why we cater to more than 80% of all disabilities that can be found inside classrooms. However, it's challenging to have and to provide high quality education to people with disabilities only through assistive devices. That's why we have created a complete educational solution through e-learning platforms that helps foster the cognitive development of children and their academic learning. And we believe in the value of partnership. Our technical, pedagogic, and training support does not stop after delivering the solution. These fantastic teachers helped us to build a complete and easy to use online educational platform that allows special needs professionals to create tasks and activities for children with autism, Down syndrome, and other intellectual learning disabilities, accelerating their skills with our literacy program, that is this one, which is based on artificial intelligence and can present entire school curricula in any language. But it's not only for children. Regina was not able to attend school when she was young, and thanks to our solution, she received her Google certificate. Marina was able to go to university and to graduate from journalism. Alison is 12 years old and published his book without even holding a pen. Because it's designed for all, children without disabilities love to interact while using our solution. But what about the market share? Special education alone is a 100 billion market and keeps growing every year. If we only reach 1% of this market in Europe, we are talking about $25 million in revenue. The same 1% in the US and the MENA region, for example, multiply this by 10. Our revenue comes direct from sales and annual subscription plans, which we call special education as a service. And based on this model, we finished our year with more than 8,000 users, 400 schools, and $1.5 million in revenue last year. And last December, we were selected by Impact Edtech European program, and we chose London as one of the countries to initiate our pilots. And this is our team. I have been working in technology for more than 25 years, always as an entrepreneur, and had 2 exits in Brazil. And the majority of our team have been working in sales, assistive technology, and in the educational field for the past 20 years. We also have some PhDs in accessibility and engineering. Join us on our journey to write new chapters in their lives in which they are the protagonists. I want them working inside our companies, or maybe we will work for these geniuses inside their companies. My name is José Rubinger, and I am K2Enable.
Thank you so much. I now like to invite Hani Ogunde, Country Director at UK Nigeria Tech Hub, who's actually next year joining GESAwards as a partner, to react to K2Enable's pitch.
Thank you, Paz, and thank you, Jose. It's a pleasure to be joining from Nigeria and representing for Africa. Jose, that was an incredible presentation, and I think speaks to the impact of your work in this area, which, as well as having impact also, as you've demonstrated, is a potentially really huge market and potentially underserved market. So congratulations for the work and the impact thus far. My only question and comment would be around how are you thinking about expanding? So particularly, what does the footprint look like, and how are you now thinking of going into other markets and regions? And what is the sales cycle like typically for you to be able to get into schools, especially as you chart the path to growth? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love Nigeria. We always find, actually, we have already gone international because we from Brazil, we know Brazilians like to knock the doors. So we knocked the door first in the US. And so we started some things there in Singularity University and also in some schools and some rehabilitation centers. And then we moved to Chile in Latin America. And now we have a base unit there. And now I'm living here in Abu Dhabi. So we expanded here to this region, and with Impact Edtech that I commented on my presentation, we will pilot our solution from February to April in 4 European countries. This will be UK, Israel, Spain, and also in Portugal. So we intend to go there very, very, very fast.
Thank you. Now we're moving to Russia. Thank you, Hani, also. Jose, thanks. So Andrei Labanov, representing Algorithmics.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So my name is Andrei Labanov, and today I would like to tell you about our company, Algorithmics. Algorithmics is an international school of programming and mathematics. But first of all, we are an educational technology company. So we are developing the software, and our partners, franchisees and SaaS partners are using this platform to teach kids coding all over the world. We started 4 years ago, and at the end of this year, more than 150,000 students were using our platform in 35 different countries, and they use it in 11 different languages, and we're really proud of these results. We are creating different kind of courses for the kids from 6 years old to 17 years old. But first of all, let's pick why we are doing it. There are 3 main reasons why. The first one is that coding itself is a profession of the 21st century, and we want kids to get this profession because it will help them with their future career. At the same time, learning coding, they are learning digital information literacy in the same time. And this kind of skills are essential for all people in the world. Also, coding is a good instrument to teach kids the 21st century skills like creative thinking, logical thinking, or teamwork. And there are 4 main components why we think that algorithmics is quite successful in our expansion. The first one is our IT software, and it's an IT toolbox that includes the functionality for all users, kind of users in education process. First of all, for the students, we provide interactive IT platform with interactive tasks, gamification, and video platform for online learning. At the same time, the same IT is created for the teachers, and they can use it for analytics of the educational process for each kid, using methodological guidelines that we are created to understand how to use it, how to teach kids coding, and to manage the educational process during the classes. The same IT is created for managers and administrators. They need to send invoices to the parents, the clients. They need to understand the quality of the teachers, control this quality. They need to schedule the classes. All this kind of functionality is implemented in the system. It's like CRM and learning management system at once. And this unique step, when everything is in one IT toolbox, provide a unique opportunity, unique competitive advantage to algorithmics if you compare us with different global and local players. The second component is our methodology. Maybe you know that Russian methodology of teaching coding and mathematics is one of the best in the world. Practically all international Olympiads in coding during the last 10 years were won by Russian teams, and we are proud of this methodology. So we take this methodology, compare it with the best practice gamification interactive solutions from Finland and US, and this combined product provide really great results. We did a lot of researches, and that showing that the education result is quite good. The third component is a global mindset. We started to build a global company from the day one, and we got our first international partners from the second year, and we are really like it helping us to create a global product, and that can be implemented in all other countries. And the last fourth component of success is that we are focusing also on the success of our partners, franchisee partners, and we are proud of the results here. So the retention rate is very high. Only 10% of the partners are leaving us each year, and it's super small numbers. At the same time, from year 1 to year 3 of each average partner of algorithmics, they grow their business 3 times, and it's quite good. And our best metric, and we are also proud of it, it's lifetime value divided by client acquisition cost. It's 27 in 4 years. Hope that like we dreaming.
Andre, we are out of time.
Yeah, the last word. Yeah. So thank you very much. I am ready for your questions.
Thank you, Andre. So to your pitch, I'd like to invite Ken Eng, Senior VP Group Strategy and M&A at Macmillan, to react. Ken, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Andre, nice job on the business so far, and nice job on the presentation. I was very enthusiastic about the kind of your thoughtfully architected proposition, and distribution strategy, particularly the distribution strategy with the franchisees. There's a lot of great, there's a lot of great EdTech products that often never achieve their full potential because of distribution. My question for you, comment on the distribution strategy. It seems like you have global ambitions, which is great, but as we all know, focus is really important. How are you prioritizing the different geographies? How are you kind of accelerating the development of your partners so you can saturate the market and establish yourself as the go-to brand? If you're having success, of course, other parties will try to replicate the model and approach. So I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. So there are several parts of my answer. First of all, now we are the first player in Russia, and when we were focusing what kind of markets to go next, we choose several of them. First one is Latin market, Latin America. The second one is Southeast Asia. And why we are choosing them? Because there is not super huge competition there. At the same time, these markets are quite focusing on improving their educational systems. That's where after school education coming to the market. And we are not focusing on China and US because it's a huge fight there, and you can burn a lot of resources to achieve results there. It's the first prioritization of the markets to go. Then how to expand there? We use the marketing resources of our partners. Yeah, that helps us to multiply the effort. Yeah, because we are selling them the franchise for quite low price, but commit them to invest a lot in marketing. And when they invest in the marketing, they also attract new partners to us because they promote it. So the parents are also potential partners that are joining the team. This is the second step. And the third one, we are super focused on teaching the partners to be great entrepreneurs. So we have already a huge network of partners, more than 300 of them, and they communicate with each other. We provide a lot of different kinds of courses, and we use the data from the system to help them to build the business. Yeah, because a lot of processes are automated in the system, CRM and LMS. This is the third component.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Ken. And we're now moving on to South Africa. Eugene Pelteret, please present Reflective Learning.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eugene, and I come from Reflective Learning. I'm here to speak a little bit about equal education. I mean, it's a principle that is spoken a lot about, and it really sits at the heart of every country's education system. But few systems actually have processes in place to ensure that education happens for every learner throughout the entire sector. And this is especially true for mathematics, which is often a gatekeeper for so many tertiary studies and careers. And so as we've sort of been looking at maths education from around the world, we begin to see there's this particular trend, and that is of learners actually falling behind. So in South Africa, 60% of year 9 learners are actually 4 years behind. In the US, 50% of year 12 learners are 5 years behind. And this is not even taking COVID-19 into account. What makes it even more complicated is that every learner's gaps are actually unique. So the big question is it even possible to catch up these gaps to ensure that every learner has the foundations in place as they go through schooling? So over the last 6 years, Reflective Learning has been deep diving into it and really running more than 100,000 assessments to study the trend with really a single goal. And that is to create a scalable system in which we can identify gaps in understanding in maths, and then to provide a pathway to accelerate learning to enable learners to catch up to their peers across any of the foundations that they've missed. And so the way that we go about it is that we actually start with an in-depth diagnostic assessment. So we empower teachers to be able to use this tool to identify gaps across the foundational sort of 81 maths concepts that need to be mastered by the end of their 9th year. And once they understand exactly where the gaps are, they can then pinpoint and be able to start the remedial process. And we're able to go right back to the beginning, even back to year 1 potentially, to catch up learners. So after diagnosing where the gaps sit, We then provide a personalized catch-up course which cuts across stratified school years to build up their understanding. And not only do we provide the right content at the right level for every individual learner, but we have a unique metacognitive approach which actually helps learners to become better learners and therefore more efficient learners, and therefore they can catch up even quicker. As we are doing assessments, obviously there's large amounts of data that we're gathering, and so we have in-depth data both at individual and cohort level to be able to see baseline results, monitor how learners progress over time, and importantly, actually track their improvements. And naturally, as we sort of speak about equality in maths, access is incredibly important. And so we are able to use our system across any smart device. It's incredibly data light. You're speaking about 150 megs per learner in order to actually utilize the entire system. It can be used in any country because it's curriculum agnostic, and it doesn't even need a maths teacher necessarily to run. It actually just needs an accountable adult to guide learners through the process. In terms of our business model, we work on an annual user license basis, but importantly, we partner with schools, and we, based off of the background of the school and the scale, we're actually able to create incredibly affordable rates. So it applies both to first world and developing nations. So one of our partners here in South Africa is actually the Valencia Institute, which is a global online school. And they worked with a class of year 9 learners over the past few months. And unfortunately, what is often a typical trend here in South Africa is that these learners performed really badly in an initial class test that they ran, so an average of 30%. But our diagnostics were able to show exactly why. They were an average of 4 years behind where they ought to be. And so as they went along, they used our tool on an average of 30 minutes per day. It's sort of based into their classroom environment. And in the space of 10 weeks, there was dramatic improvement. So over the course of 10 weeks, learners caught up an average of 4 years worth of knowledge. I mean, it actually blew our mind what is possible. 2 weeks later, they wrote a next class assessment, and the improvement was dramatic. They improved to an average of 74%. So that's a 44% increase in class-based maths marks in the space of 12 weeks. This is the kind of impact that we're hoping to be able to spread to many more nations.
Eugene, please wrap up. We're out of time.
Okay. So this is what equality looks like, where every learner is able to get up to the standard at which they need to be, and to be able to see them actually continue to flourish in their schooling beyond sort of where they go. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. I'd like to invite Irit Hillel, partner at Edtech Ventures, who actually will next year be a partner of GESAwards Special Tracks, and will set a challenge to Edtech startups to answer. So Irit, please.
Thank you, Paz. Thank you, Mindset, and everybody here. Happy to be here. Very interesting to hear your presentation, reflective learning. Looks like your current solution, you've really cracked how to use clever assessment and personalized learning paths to close some of those gaps in math learning, which we know how hard it is to learn math if you're missing basics, or you're missing some building blocks in the way. And you've proven it on low-income communities. So we wanted to ask you about a little bit about your business model and growth. If you can tell us a little bit more about your model, your business model, and how do you plan to scale? One question that came to mind is, once students have closed a gap, do you see them as continuing to use the platform, perhaps in other years, in other occasions? And so do you have a model there for recurring users, for continuing to work with your user base? And then what's your growth plan?
Yeah, I think those are two very good questions. So I think our particular target market is actually upper primary school into lower high school. And as a result, actually, particularly in those transition moments, high schools, for instance, don't actually know who the learners are that are coming into their particular school. And so they always start from a base of lack of knowledge. So already from there, there's always a returning or sort of a sort of low churn of students, because people are going to go through it and come the next year, they're going to enter schools again. So from our actual goal is to graduate people off the system, which is, you know, kind of counterintuitive, but we know that if we do a good enough job, actually there's always going to be the next year that graduates through and is going to need, you know, further assistance. Then in terms of growth strategies, you know, we've set up our product incredibly specifically so that it can go international. So being curriculum agnostic, being very scalable and very easy to implement within any context. For us, the goal is actually to seek partnerships, because I think especially within sort of low income communities and so on, contextual understanding is critical in order to roll out and implement correctly. So to be able to partner with local entities and then empower them to actually take it to their country is our strategy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Eugene. Thanks, Philippe. Moving on to Israel. Dana Porter will present Bookful.
Thanks, Paz. Hi, everybody. My name's Donna Porter, and I'm the CMO and co-founder of Inception XR, and I'm here to talk to you today about Bookful. Sorry, computer is freezing. Okay, so 2 words about Inception. We are experts in XR content, XR being augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and we are using this unique platform that we have developed to create a unique value proposition in education. And what's the problem that we're solving? Well, today, kids are simply not reading enough. We see a very clear decline in toddlers being read to. Parents are simply just, so we took a step back and we said, so how do we make good use of the kids' digital screen time? Because we know that all kids today, they have tablets, they have mobile phones, but what are they doing on it? They're on YouTube, they're playing shooting games. How do we make good use of that? Here comes Bookful. What is Bookful? It's an app that we developed that is basically a 3D and augmented reality interactive library of books and activities. You do not need the physical book. We took the actual book and we have modeled it inside our app. And you can now get the app on Google Play, on the App Store. It's completely kid safe. It's an ad-free zone. And you can actually have what we call productive screen time. What does it actually look like? If you take a look here on the left, if you look at reference books like the Children's Encyclopedia from Dorling Kindersley, where you can actually see the corals coming to life or the fish in your living room, or you can have famous brands like the Smurfs. Now, what we did is we took hundreds of books and we've categorized them by different reading levels, by different topics. And you can see some really famous publishers, Oxford University Press, Charles Bridge, Penguin Random House, as well as really famous brands to get your kids actually excited. Read about Thomas the Tank Engine, read about the Smurfs, Transformers, etc. Now, what we know is to get kids to read, most of you know that it's very hard to keep kids engaged in reading. So when you've done reading, you have a set of activities that are all related to the book. If it's quizzes, if it's spelling. But what's truly exciting for this generation is to actually have some more personalization and interactivity. So we've added augmented reality games. Take the main character of the space book you've been reading and dance with him. Take the My Little Pony character from the book that you finished, paint it with your own colors, and then actually place it in your own living room. Now, Bookful today is available as a B2C, but it's also available as a B2B2C model. We have gone to market with several of the large telcos globally, some of which including LGU Plus in Korea, where this has been going on for all of their 5G customers, as well as their kids' phone, as well as in Thailand, Japan, Singapore. And we have also become a notable partner for Verizon during their COVID-19 relief initiative, because they too understand that it's very important to give parents today a good alternative for their children. We've gotten great reviews by parents and kids, and most importantly, kids are reading as many as 20 books a month For those of you who are parents, you know just how challenging that actually is. So that's a number we're particularly proud of. So what do we think makes Bookful unique? Is that we have this combination that can actually make learning truly addictive. It's educational. It encourages a love of reading. It improves comprehension. They can do independent reading. What we've done, it takes premium IP in there. So it's the favorite brands that you grew up on, as well as brands that exist out there today. It's entertaining and fun. And we're using XR technology to actually speak in the language of children today. So this is the tech-savvy generation. Let's talk to them in the language that they understand to actually help them to enjoy books again. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dana. I'd like to invite Colin Brown, founder at NextD, to react. Hi, Colin. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I couldn't get my virtual screen to work. It's a good job I don't run a tech company. So you just have to have a view of table map at Somerset instead. So just quick couple of questions. How long does it take to basically bring a book to life? Yeah, you license it from OUP or one of the big publishers. What's the work required to take it through?
So what we've done is we've developed an XR platform that actually automates a great part of this. Obviously, there is some manual work involved, but we can go for a book anywhere from 2-3 weeks to have a book up and running. So that's how quickly we can do it these days. And we've lowered the cost associated with that as well.
Okay, then the quick follow-up question to that is, okay, so mainly automated, a little bit of manual processing. The next question is in comparison to the physical books sold during the COVID-19 pandemic, what has happened in terms of your digital watch figures? Yeah, so what books have you seen, and maybe this has come through your relationships with publishers, which books have you seen do well physically versus which books do you see well doing digitally via your platform? And is there a comparison?
So it's very important for me to note again that we do not require the physical book. Bookful is only digital. So you're enjoying the augmented experience, so you are not purchasing a physical experience at all. And in terms of content and selection, the most popular features that we've seen, obviously the big brands are always doing very well, but it's always interesting to see everybody loves a good dinosaur book. Everybody loves a good space book. So it's actually quite interesting to see that there's a broad range of topics and categories. I think we found that some topics are really brought to life in a particularly good way, but we're trying to keep the library as diverse as possible.
So just a bit of insight to share. So talking to my friends who are in the publishing space, evergreen products have sold particularly well during the pandemic. New authors have died on their ass, right? They literally cannot introduce new content at all during the COVID-19 pandemic. Nothing has sold. We're a very hungry caterpillar, loads of money. Yeah. Ye new author with a brilliant idea, no sales.
So
it's an interesting concept. Yeah, so it would be an interesting concept to follow up with your publishers around, do you provide an additional channel? Yeah, to
Dana,
traditional
Colin,
publishers.
You will have to take this conversation offline. We need
to.
We'd love to. Thanks for the questions, Colin.
Thank you both. So we heard 7 pitches and we have 1 more to go. And we're moving to Japan with Atsushi Aguchi representing Run Edge.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Atsushi Aguchi, CEO of Run Edge. Run Edge is a leading edge video scene technology company and supplying sports analytics application to professional sports clubs. This is application for baseball analytics. So one of our technology realize so very quick scene playback like this. And also, so they can watch the scene by like multi angle, and they can analyze with the scene by side by side and overlay. So this is our kind of technologies. So we are supplying the product to these teams, and our technology has been grown by very serious requirement from professional teams. And now we have 10 patents for video scene technology, like quick scene playback, scene downloading on device to play offline, and live scene creation, etc. So with this technology, so we are trying to innovate sports education UX, and we've just started to provide flags for this field. The mission of flags is insert scene videos to communication of field and online coaching. We believe this makes sports communication more accurate and effective. So with flags, teachers and coaches can tag on players' play while watching their play. Our technology can sync tag with live videos in real time, and they instantly can give feedback and coaching to players with showing the play scene videos. We propose new training experience. So every coaches and students on the field can tag on the same live streaming. So they can stock any perception and data with video scene from anyone, anywhere in the field. So after the training, so they can analyze on the training timeline. Tags listed on the left, so they can open a tag and find option data like good or bad. So so they can watch a video on the timeline, and then so they can the tags are listed by players like this, so they can analyze on like timeline, and also they can use video scenes when chatting. So they can easily describe their idea and notice and share with comment. So they can make communication with facts. So I believe their communication can be much more productive compared to just text. So we want to be a very sports communication platform. So we want to innovate sports communication. So which means making real time of sports feedback using video much shorter, and growing the new way of remote coaching with videos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Marie-Christine, founder and partner at EduCapital, to react to your pitch.
Thanks for inviting me, and congratulations for this event. I saw we were 437. Wow, it's big, impressive. Congratulations for the presentation. It's very new. You know, I've been in the Edtech for the last 5 years. I've seen a lot of application, you know, teaching math, coding, but it's the first time I see something in the sports. So it's very, very new. I was wondering, you know, the size of your market, you know, which market do you target, you know, Japan or elsewhere, Japan, and what's the size of this professional sports club, you know, and how big the company can be, and can you expand that to other areas?
Okay, yeah, so now our target market is for $4,000 million. No, sorry. So it's very difficult to calculate to dollars. So yeah, the market is so $4,000 million, and so in global. So this is the sports analytics market, and so we want to be sports communication platform. So I think the Slack in sports field. So yeah, I want to make kind of like the sports Slack. So the sports Slack is always using videos in the communication. So yeah, and then also I want to expand our technology to another field, like B2C field. So I think so they can enjoy the video with scene experience, I think. Sorry for
Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you. So we heard 8 pitches, and thank you very much to everyone. It's an amazing group of startups, and the decision of the judges is going to be a tough one. The judges are now giving their scores, and they will shortly deliberate. But we're now moving to the third set of pitches, and we're going to get to know the special tracks of GESAwards and their winners. So now I'd like to invite Tal Redler, who's head of GESAwards Special Tracks, to host this part of the evening, morning, night.
Thank you, Paz. Thank you, Paz. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here with you. GESAwards Special Tracks provide a unique industry opportunities for startups. We partner with leading organizations from around the world and invite the startups to offer solutions to meet significant challenges. We're especially thankful to the organizations who help tackle the main challenges that this critical year has presented for education. I would like to invite Marcelo Cabrol, Manager of the Social Sector at the Inter-American Development Bank, to present the School Dropouts track. Marcelo.
Thank you very much. You said significant challenges, and I think that we have to take 1 minute to reflect on what's going on today. We have a pandemic in our world, and the pandemic is, I'm sorry, in our pandemic, it's about the COVID, and that's visible, and that's notable, and that's urgent. But there's another pandemic that we don't talk too often about, which is the pandemic of school dropouts. We have at this moment, according to my calculations, 121 million kids. That's the product of dropouts. I have somebody talking actually. Somebody has the mic open.
Did we join the French class room? Because I was going to the Spanish class. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
It's the same class.
I'm sorry.
You can mute him. Admins, you can mute.
Is this supposed to be where we're supposed to deliberate on the award?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think we were waiting for Paz to join us.
Okay, I think I'm in the wrong conversation. They put me on the wrong conversation. So I don't know exactly how to proceed, but let me finish by saying this. You know, I think that tackling the issue of school dropouts in the world, it's an important one. We know of all the problems that lead to dropout. One of them is perhaps the most important is the lack of interest of the kids sometimes for what's going on in school. Education startups in the tech side, they have a huge upside in working on this topic. There is a market, there is a need, and it's a social global need that needs to be addressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcelo. And to present MOVA, the winner of the track, I'd like to invite Guilherme Lichard.
All right, thank you, Tao. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. And thanks, Marcelo, for the introduction. I'm Guilherme Lichard. I'm a co-founder and chairman at MOVA. Today, I'd like you to get to know Luisa. She's a high school student in São Paulo, Brazil. And like millions of others, because of the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, she can no longer attend in-person classes. You know, she's studying at home, of course, but she can no longer count on the guidance of her teachers and on the support of her peers. And what's worse, at home, she has inadequate infrastructure, very limited physical space, inadequate technology, faulty internet access. And that's alongside the many pressures for her to just abandon school and to support her family livelihoods now. Now it's hard for her school and for school systems in general to just understand what's going on with Louise and to anticipate that she might drop out, repeat the grade and so on, and act and take the right action at the right time. That's not exclusive to public schools in Brazil. That's typical, actually. Public and private schools along in the developing world. Their typical portfolio management of students is analog, unintelligent, and passive, and that has huge costs in terms of churn, grade retention, and dropouts that ultimately hurts students, schools, and society as a whole. Now, what MOVA offers is a platform to help schools manage their portfolios of students digitally, actively, and intelligently. Mostly what we do is to combine behavioral science and artificial intelligence to understand what is the behavioral profile of each student and then get the right message at the right time to unlock the constraints that are holding them back. So we give them nudges, which are basically reminders, motivational messages that are meant to motivate them to stay in school, to keep advancing in their learning journey, and not to give up on their dream of education. You know, Louisa is now pushing forward, given that she gets these messages twice a week directly on her phone, but you know, she's not alone. Students that get those messages, they have a 75% lower chance of dropping out comparing to those who do not. Our system works so well as active users in our system, so machine learning really works here. We want to get to 5 million users by the end of this year with the help of strong partners. So we hope you will also please join us. I'm happy to get emails and to keep advancing education and decrease inequality of opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Guilherme. And for the next track, I would like to invite Ambassador Neil Wigan, Ambassador at British Embassy in Israel, to present the COVID-19 track and winner.
Thank you very much indeed, Tal. And I should start by saying that as well as being the British Ambassador, I'm also father of 2 school-aged children. So I've received, like many other parents this year, a crash course in Edtech and in some of the challenges around it. And that's diplomatic speak for me arguing with my daughter, who I'm currently sharing an office with. So we are delighted that these awards, which Mindset organizes, and which are a unique opportunity of bringing together hundreds of actors in the EdTech sector together, that they have set up this special track for COVID awards, which, as the last speaker talked about, is a part of a global challenge with huge social and economic and cultural implications for us across the world. So through the UK Israel Tech Hub at the Embassy, we're delighted to be supporting these awards. And we're delighted that there were over 300 applications for the awards, demonstrating the enthusiasm, the innovation, and the flexibility in this sector, and the desire to produce solutions. And the applications, some of them were very high quality indeed. We hope they will really make a real difference. But I'm really pleased to announce as a winner, PlayQ Start Toys, which is a smart toy, so a startup based in Chile, which offers remote learning tools and products for preschools, and which was founded by Edison Alexander Duran de Sena. So a huge congratulations to Edison and all of the team, and also thank you to all of those who submitted. And we very much hope that the energy, the enthusiasm that this award has unlocked will help produce further innovation and productivity in this sector. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Neil Wigan. And to present PlayQ, I would like to invite Edison Duran.
Hi, thank you. My name is Edison Duran. I am the CEO and co-founder of PlayQ. When the COVID-19 crisis hit, the world turned into video conferencing tools to continue the educational process. But for the most vulnerable learners, preschoolers, this approach didn't work. And many schools shut down because children need to experience things in order to learn. So how can we help preschoolers to learn more autonomously? How do we better support parents? And how do we better connect homes and school during blended or remote learning? At PlayQ, we solve this problem by reinventing traditional educational resources using mobile augmented reality. We combine the benefits of physical and digital resources to connect the offline and online world for early learners. We have created an ecosystem of interactive resources from toys, books, print and home learning materials that provides hundreds of game-based learning activities with adaptive content and real-time assessment, using the best practice for of from the universal design for learning and the multiple intelligence theory as a general frameworks to make the content more accessible. In all, our virtual companion provides instructions and real-time feedback and social-emotional support to the children, fostering autonomous learning at an early age. While they play, parents receive personalized reports, and teachers and schools can automatically track their learning outcomes. And during the pandemic, our users, students, achieved more than 500,000 pedagogical objectives, and their parents and teachers received more than 900,000 personalized reports. Our business model has two verticals. We partner with educational publishers using a SaaS model, and we make the entire Playku ecosystem available to schools under a licensing model. In the case of low-income schools, we even make mobile devices available under a multi-year contract. As the global penetration of smart devices continues to grow and we look beyond the pandemics, we will keep our efforts to make augmented education available and a mainstream reality toward reducing the educational gap for early learners worldwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edison. And for the next track, I'd like to invite Norihisa Wada, Executive Vice President and Co-Chief Operating Officer at EduLab, to present the R&D track and winner.
Hi, Tao, and hi, everyone. Thank you for introducing me and also having us here. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everyone who has participated. And to me, GESAwards has always been a very unique platform, inclusive showcase for startups, as well as it always acts as an innovation hub. And the one huge intention for this R&D track is that not only focus on the startups, but there are innovations going around the world in institutes, research centers, labs, colleges, large companies. And it never before in the history where we have huge challenge like COVID-19, that all of these people get together, all stakeholders get together to challenge and tackle and innovate. So R&D track winner for this year is Ment.io.
Thank you, Nori. And I would like to invite Joab Rosenberg to present Ment.io.
Thank you, Tal, very much. Can everybody see my screen and hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Excellent. So I'm very happy to be here, and I want to introduce Ment.io to you and what we're doing. And I think it's a very fitting day to describe what our vision is. And we try to build the platform for how people will converse over the internet in the future. And what we have started to do from day one is to design our discussion board for truth. So we all know that Twitter, Facebook, and other discussion boards didn't put that as the main goal of design, and we wanted to do otherwise. And we start with students, but we see this extending far beyond only students. These are some of our customers. As you can see, we have many universities in over 50 countries, and we have more than 100,000 users, starting from the age of 7 years old and ending up with the executive MBA program in Wharton and in Harvard Business School. What do? We actually structured the old discussion boards into a new next generation discussion board, structuring it in the sense of implementing in the front end all the principles of good discussions, good deliberation with good manners. So the structure is very Socratic in nature. It starts from a question, go to alternative answers, and then allows a debate of arguments, counter arguments, and evidence to have an evidence-based discussion. We do not do the content, we're just a next generation discussion board. And we're scoring the discussions, as you can see, with patented proprietary algorithms that we developed based on Bayesian algorithms and clustering algorithms to decide the reliability or the believability of each of the answers. Then we also do a cognitive matrix of each of the participants and the subsegments of the group to actually say a lot about the collaboration level of the team, the level and quality of the discussions, and all other parameters like a thought metric of who's closer and who's farther away from you. We also do self-improvement, so we tell the students automatically where they should comment and on whom to improve their collaboration, to find out all kinds of insights about the psychological biases like groupthink. Are you collaborating only with your friends or with others? We end up with building an unprecedented level of cognitive and psychological analytics on each of the students in parameters that I think was never seen before, just extracting them automatically out of the way people converse with one another. We are very proud of our metric of the average session time. We want to promote deep thinking, so we don't want the participant to be addicted to the platform. And we actually see them coming to the platform on each course that they're taking on the platform 3 or 4 times a week for about 20 minutes of an average session. Thank you for that. And I'm happy to take any questions or emails, and you can actually go on our platform and start your own discussion room for free for 30 days as of today.
Thank you, Joab. Next, I'd like to invite Sonia Gomez de Mesquita, the donor family representative and deputy director of the board of GESAwards, to present the Learn and Connect track and winner.
Thank you, Tal. I'm proud to be here this evening. Thank you for including us in this amazing competition. GESAwards is a social organization that leads the education field for hospitalized children in Israel. GESAwards initiates, develops, and provides advanced educational services each year to approximately 140,000 hospitalized children in 40 general, psychiatric, and rehabilitation hospitals across Israel. We operate in a full partnership with the Israeli Ministry of Education in the framework of the unique free education for sick children law that was legislated in 2001. Basically, we are operating 40 schools in 40 hospitals in Israel. The GESAwards Foundation was established by Philip and Hilda Seton in 2009, and thanks to them, over the past decade, we were able to help hundreds of thousands of hospitalized children. As part of GESAwards' constant pursuit of innovation and advanced technologies in education, we opened this year a special track at the Global Edtech Startup Awards under the name Learn and Connect. Startups from all over the world have been invited to submit new, innovative, advanced technologies to help hospitalized children to stay connected with regular academic and their curricular requirements, as well as social activities, support their ability to cope with hospitalization, and enabling them a swift school re-entry. We were impressed to receive over 200 applications from startups from more than 30 countries around the world. We see the field of EdTech is becoming more significant in our lives, and the goal of educating hospitalized children, especially on Corona days, is more important than ever. Last week, we held the final of the Learn and Connect track with 5 very impressive finalists. The Israeli Minister of Science and Technology, Yizhar Shai, joined the event, along with the chairman, Mr. Robert Zinger, and others educators that join us. Together with the judges, we announced the big winner of the Learn and Connect track. I'm pleased to announce Michal Feingold with Schmonster from the US. The app that Schmonster developed, Puppet Master, is an app that lets kids make animated videos out of their own artwork and learn while they are at it. With this app, kids create and find physical things to animate and then bring them to life just moving their own bodies while they talk. This way, kids use technology to create, not just consume. So thank you very much and good luck. And Michal, it's your turn.
Thank you, Sonia. Pal, the stage is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to share the screen. One moment. Can you see? Oh, hold on. Can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So let me just play this. All right, I am presenting Puppet Master. It is a mobile app that lets children make animated videos out of their artwork, their toys, their friends, anything, and learn while they're at it. Here's how it works. You photograph what you want to animate, such as this arts and crafts project. Then you move around and talk to your device, and your puppet comes to life, moves like you, and says what you say. Here you can see another puppet being animated. It uses motion capture. It all happens in real time. It'll even move its mouth, and you can also touch and drag on the screen and animate that way. The result is an animated video you can save or share. So we are on the App Store. We have organic growth, nearly 1 million downloads, a lot of them at schools. We have educational awards and a patent. Teachers have been telling us that they love this because it's such a fun way to learn any subject. For example, we have lesson plans on our website and inside the app. Let's say we want to learn about owls today. Every kid makes their own arts and crafts owl and brings it to life to show what they're learning. Hi, I'm an owl. I sleep in the day and I hunt rodents at night. So teachers are teaching us how this is fun, engaging, active learning, using higher order thinking and supporting academic standards. You can teach anything in any language, and it appeals to different types of learners. We monetized by charging for the app, and that was profitable. We're moving towards freemium, charging for educational content, and partnering with, for example, distributors of arts and crafts materials to show their materials in our lesson plans, and that way we can offer more for free to our users. So I myself am a software engineer and computer animation professional. I've worked on movies like The Hobbit, Captain America, Happy Feet 2, and I've worked on the Geico Gecko commercials. Now I'm focused on Puppet Master so children can use technology to make stuff, not just watch stuff. Please come to puppetmaster.com to try it yourself and reach out to me if you'd like to collaborate in any way. Thank you.
Thank you, Michal. Thank you. For the next track, please welcome Vicky Phillips, Executive VP and Chief Education Officer at National Geographic Society, who could not join us today, but sent her message to present that geography track and winner.
Ilan, we can't hear.
Because I have it, I don't know why.
Judges who haven't moved to the deliberation room, please do it now. You have the link, and if you don't, drop me a note. Still can't hear.
No. Try to reshare it and then uncheck the play computer sound.
It's about exploring connections. It's about seeing how complex, dynamic, human and natural systems interact and change over time. Geography is about designing smart solutions that benefit our planet, envisioning new futures, and acting. We were searching for innovative solutions that bring geographic concepts and skills to life for learners. And our 3 finalists did just this. In third place is Mentor, an AI-powered chat box that delivers skills training and career guidance to prepare underserved youth for future careers, including the fields of geography, conservation, and the environment. Our runner-up is Coast to Coast, an organization offering community mapping and impact storytelling workshops to empower young people in fishing communities, helping them to better understand their environment and act to protect it. And our winner is Art Centrica, a cloud-based application that helps learners see art through multiple lenses and make connections across a variety of themes like nature, culture, history, and place. The Artcentrica platform makes art accessible to young people all over the world. Congratulations to our winners for their That's Geography solutions.
To present Centrica, I would like to invite Marco Cappellini.
Thank you. I hope you see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that all of you knows this painting from Allegory of Spring from Botticelli. Unfortunately, many museums are difficult to visit nowadays. And even if you were in front of this painting now, probably you cannot appreciate all the details of a painting. I'm Marco Cappellini, I'm CEO and co-founder of Centrica, and with Artcentrica, we want to bring art to schools. Inside Artcentrica, there are already Uffizi galleries and Vera Museum collection with images at 10 gigapixel resolution. Our value proposition is based on art exploration, so you can see in any detail works of art like Eleonora di Toledo, and you can virtually measure the distance on the surface, or you can understand the concepts correlated between images and the themes represented in works of art. And beneath art, we have tried to expand our vision to how geography can be interactive inside our platform. So for example, there is the possibility to understand the path from for a work of art like Flora by Tiziano from Florence to Arezzo to Vienna and to Amsterdam in centuries. Or for example, understanding how landscapes have changed in centuries. So for example, Florence from 1470 to our nowadays, it has not changed a lot. And our go-to-market strategy is based on a creation of network of ambassadors and partners that can bring our solution to universities and tourism entities. We want to have a social impact in education and also in tourism, bringing also additional revenues to museums, which are suffering for the COVID situation. So globally, we want to bring a new way to experience art and more. You have my contact details and you can free trial Artcentrica at art.centrica.it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you.
I'm taking the mic back. So now, sorry to tell you all, but no more pitches for today. That was the last pitch. Thank you to all the judges, all the participants, the startups. Now that our judges are deliberating. And in the meantime, I'm honored to invite on stage Cecilia Weissman, VP R&D at Mindset, and Laura Jim Knight, Chief Education Advisor at Test Global, for a fireside chat.
Thank you so much, Paz.
You're muted. Cecilia, you are muted.
I'm really honored and delighted to be here next to Laura Jim Knight. This year, Jim, we cannot really be with each other, but we are here. That's the world today. We are here next to each other virtually. Laura Jim Knight has been a member of the House of Lords, member of the Parliament, Minister of Employment, State for Schools and Learners. Has also been an entrepreneur, a startup. He was the founder of XRapid, the first company to sell disease diagnosis commercially via an iPhone. But since we personally know him, he's been passionate about education. Jim's work in education is incredible. We all feel excited to hear him talk about education and the work he's been doing with and for teachers, really trying to enable teachers to impact the system. So here we are after 2020, Jim, after all this crisis, and the teachers were in front of the line, like the soldiers this year. So for us, it's huge to have you here and help us understand what else can we do. So I would like you to start to telling us about your latest projects. Please, Jim.
Thank you, Cecilia. And as always, a delight to spend time with you and to be able to join you at this wonderful event that I enjoy most years at BET in London. So thanks for inviting me. I'm busy juggling a number of different things. I'm working with Nicholas Sadarak and David Sultan in 01 EDU, which is a exciting coding school proposition, which is teacherless and qualificationless, which kind of explodes a lot of things about education, and I'm very excited about that. I'm really excited to be working with an organization called Purpose around building a movement for climate change teaching with teachers to improve their confidence and competence around teaching what's a really important subject, and not just teaching the knowledge and the science, Cecilia, but also teaching it in such a way that empowers young people to feel like they can change things. They can change things in their world, in their community, in their classroom, in their school, in their family, in the world as a whole. It's, you know, they can define their world. But I think part of the education change that I'm passionate for is one that wraps education around young people and then liberates them to feel empowered and feel like they can then change things for the better, which, you know, right now it feels like we sorely need.
Yeah, no, definitely. When you mentioned to me that that's your project, I think it's so important now. I think all over the world, teachers felt exactly the opposite. I mean, for a long time, we are all trying to help education and teachers, but suddenly, without any notice, they were really in the front line. They were exposed to parents, to everyone saying, we don't have this, and we were on the background. Yeah. So how do you think, I mean, with your project, how do you think we can actually accelerate this empowerment, Jim? How in your project, for example, you are taking these ideas into practice?
Well, you're so right about the heroic job that teachers and school leaders have done during the last year. It's, you know, they've really had to just work so hard to innovate, to change their practice, to achieve extraordinary change very, very quickly. And, you know, our healthcare workers have been risking their lives, but teachers have been risking a lot for us too. And, you know, we're right to pay tribute to them. But what we've seen is the capacity of teaching as a profession and teachers on the front line to be able to change really fast. And that's exciting. A lot of people thought that as a profession, it was pretty wedded to the old didactic methods and change was really gradual. And those of us around the education technology world have equally been frustrated at the adoption of technology for teachers and by teachers to empower teachers. That's changed. And I don't think there's any going back on that. And that then is exciting. So the opportunity is to be able to say to teachers, look, change is now non-negotiable. Change is happening. It's happening so fast in the world. And you've now shown that you can change under pressure. And, you know, yeah, you need a break and you need a bit of a rest and you need to recover. But to fit with your vocation, what you know in your heart of hearts is that we have to educate our young people for change, to understand change, to manage change, to feel positive and hopeful about change, not just look at it and go, oh, this is too scary, I can't cope with it. And, you know, we've seen this tragic rise in mental health problems amongst young people during COVID. And that is in part that they don't feel empowered, they don't feel under control. We have to give them control, give them a sense of self-esteem and self-efficacy, and that will help immensely.
I think that's a major point you just mentioned. I think one of the things that 2020 forced our educators to see is exactly the capacity of the kids, or their incapacity to have a voice up to now. Do you think, Jim, educators, I'm not saying only teachers, educational systems as well, everyone learned their lessons? I mean, do you really think that 2021 will change the hierarchy of knowledge? For example, we are here in GESAwards. GESAwards, Jim, has never been so popular. We were, was incredible, the applications we got this year. So there's so many young voices trying to say, listen, there's amazing technologies here. We are producing new things. Do you think educational systems also will understand they have to adopt all these new voices?
I think educational systems will vary. Some are led by people who are really scared of changing away from a knowledge-focused system, and it will take more pressure on them to change. And one of the things that with the climate change project, we are looking to the COP26, the Conference of the Parties 26 in Glasgow in November, where all of the governments come together. And we want a commitment made by the world's leaders at COP26 to mandate climate change education for every child in the world.
Oh, wow.
And that's part of what we're trying to achieve, because we have a sense that we need some consistency, and we need the prime ministers and the presidents to take responsibility for this and not just cede it down to those who are leading education systems as ministers of education or whatever. But generally, I'm optimistic. Generally, I feel that employers are saying we need change. We need to move away from just knowledge to the application of knowledge and to the creation of new knowledge as things that we want out of our education system. I now see parents globally saying, yeah, actually, I want better than my child just to be good at passing tests. I want them to be equipped for the world. And we see teachers frustrated that they're disconnected from their pedagogy, from their vocation, because all they're being asked to do is to get their kids through exams and tests. And that's not what they came into the profession for. They came into the profession to nurture and develop young people. And so we can bring those forces together and drive change through. There's 80 million teachers in the world. Just imagine if we got them all. It's the largest single profession in the world. Just imagine if we got them all working together, agreeing about this change and wanting to drive that change through. They can, by changing young people, they can change the world.
No doubt about it. And I think that's one of the things that I'm very hopeful about the future. As you said, I also don't think we'll never go back to anything because of the lack of infrastructure they received, because they were in the front line and feeling totally hopeless. They started, asking for help also of startups. What I thought was amazing this year is that they opened up also to new technology to start. We saw a very fruitful and rich conversation.
Yes.
Yes.
And equally, I think the edtech sector itself should be congratulated, because so many companies opened up their platform to parents, to home learners, without getting any commercial gain from that, just in order to be able to help during this crisis. And that was a huge act of generosity. In the end, I think it was a smart thing to do too, because it's accelerated the adoption of that technology. But certainly the EdTech community as a whole should be congratulated for the part that it's played during this whole crisis.
Jim, some last words. I think your project is extremely important. How can we all, in a way, embrace and move and support?
Well, we are building the inevitable website and so on and so forth. But if anyone wants to get involved, then please feel free to email me. The best email for this would be nightjim@me.com. That's my personal email. Get in touch if you're interested in helping out, and we'd love to have your assistance. Thank you.
Jim, as always, thank you so much for being here. Really, thank you so much. And I think the judges are back, so I'm going to pass the stage. Thank you, Jim.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lord. Welcome back, judges. Thank you, Lord Jim Knight. Thank you, Cecilia. We are ready and excited to hear the results. Before we share the decision of the judges, let's see who's the popular vote winner of this year. So to announce the winner, I am honored to invite Alberto Lopez Rey, CBDO at Geniali. Geniali was the winner of GESAwards 2019 last year, and they also won popular vote at the same year. So we are very, very happy to partner with them this year. They had an amazing growth, and we're happy to be part of their journey. So Alberto, please.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting us. I'm very pleased to announce the winner of the public choice. And well, the winner of the public choice is Pair Programming. Congratulations. Congratulations for what you are doing, guys. It's quite impressive. I've always thought that, you know, programming and computing should be a curricular subject. So what you are doing is quite impressive in the way that you are doing by gamification is very nice. Also, congratulations for the award to 10Ks in Google Cloud credits, and also for the team license of Genially that we are going to give you. You and your team are going to be able to change and take your communication material to the next level. And also for the opportunity that GESA gives you to collaborate with them. We won last year, as Paz was saying, and we are honored to work with them partnering this year. So congratulations, guys, and keep going.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. We will make classrooms a better place, and we are really, really, really happy.
Thank you, Alberto and Geniali, for providing.
Glückwunsch nach Deutschland.
Now, let's see who our judges chose as the winners. So I would like to invite Juan Luis Vilches, EMEA Edtech lead at Amazon Web Services, to announce the second runner-up. AWS has been an important supporter of GESAwards for the past 3 years. They are providing prizes for the winners. So Juan Luis, please, the stage is yours.
All right, so really quickly, I'm really excited to be here again. And I'll just spend a few seconds before I announce the winner and just make it a little more teasing for you. Just to explain what AWS EdStart is really quickly. And, you know, as AWS, we like to partner with EdTech solutions out there in the market, build on our technology. As you know, we don't have an end user ready platform or product as maybe other big IT vendors may have. So it is really important for us to develop that ecosystem of potential partners for AWS. AWS EdStart is the program we have to support those EdTech startups in the early years, you know, providing different number of benefits, business, financial, marketing, training, many things that other people do, but, you know, we try to also contribute from our side. If you're interested, if you're an EdTech and if you're an EdTech startup planning to work with AWS, already working with AWS, please look for AWS EdStart. And then that was very short. Now for the, you know, the important information. Second runner-up is a company really excited to do VR, to do XR and about reading. So Bookful. Congratulations.
Woo!
Thanks so much, guys.
Congratulations, great job. And I remember when you won the Israeli semifinals, I already found your solution to be extremely interesting. I'm really glad that you made it to second place. So congratulations.
Thank you. Third place.
Third, sorry. Paz, you're on mute, I think.
You are mute, Paz. Paz, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. So to announce the second runner-up, is Pierre-Antoine here?
Yes.
Great. I'd like to invite Pierre-Antoine Ulmo, who's one of the first partners of GESAwards and a constant supporter. So Pierre-Antoine, please share who is the second place.
So I would like to announce the first runner-up. It means a lot, I think, to all the people that created the GESA Award. It has a very strong symbolic meaning for all of us, and I think for all the judges. It's a startup from the Global South. It's also a startup that bridges with the best incubator in the North. And it's especially a startup that has in her name 3 basic words for GESA. The first one is key. We try to unlock the access to education. The second is to. We work for the people, towards the people. And the third one is enable. Enable is really central and core to GESA. Key to enable is the first runner-up. It deals with disability, and congratulations to this wonderful project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Yossi Baidatz, CEO of the Center for Educational Technology, the main sponsor of GESAwards and the largest educational technology company in Israel, to announce the winner of GESAwards 2020. Yossi, please.
So from my point of view, we are the winners. I mean, all the audience, I hope we speak on behalf of them. But before of that, I'd like to thank Avi, Paz, and all the special team of Mindset. And as an expression to our special appreciation, 2 trays of cold pizza is waiting for you, just when we finish. Avi, you started with a picture of all of you a year ago, all the brilliant minds, innovators that had your own thoughts about the next year. We were all surprised. I wonder what will be the future of the next year. But according to the veterans here among the judges, this year was the higher performance ever. And we are really encouraged by that. That's why the competition was very close, very tight. After all, was chosen what it seems to be a global pain and a big potential for success. And the winner is Slang App.
Woo!
Wow, amazing, guys. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Just a
Let's
minute.
take a minute.
We want
to
a photo op of the win. So can you?
While Ilan is arranging the photo, I would like to say thank you to Paz, alongside with Tal Redler on the special tracks and Cecilia Weitzman on everything in the universe. Really, thank you very much, all of you. And Ilan, please lead us to the photo.
Yes, I need the.
Thank you.
Where's the winner? I can.
Here. Can I say something?
Yes, please say something.
Thank you so much. I'm very proud of my team. What we have been building together all this year is the result of an amazing job of my entire team. and also very happy for our users, for our customers. And we are really splitting the history of language learning in two, from one size fits all to really professional English to improve access to knowledge for everybody. I'm so happy. Again, thank you so much on behalf of my team, our users and our customers. And SLAN is going to be here for very, very long time, changing the history of language learning. Thank you so much.
Can you give us a big smile for the photo?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Great. This is amazing.
Congratulations, Diego and the team.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. And thank you for organizing all of this. It's really a worldwide competition, and the reach for us is amazing. The work that you guys have been doing is also great. Thank you so much for the organizers and the partners and sponsors.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. So wrapping up this event, it's been a real honor to be here with all of you. The virtual showroom, where you can see all the finalists and hear what they have to say in a video that they shared with us for this occasion, is available for you for the next month. Hello! So you can go in and, oh, that's, hi, hello.
That's COVID times, homeschooling, yeah.
So we invite you to go to the GESAwards website to register for next year, to go to the virtual showroom and hear about this year's finalists, and to join GESAwards. This is a huge community. It's growing from year to year, and we would love to hear from you and to collaborate. So thank you for being with us, and see you next time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks so
everybody.
much.
Thank you, Paz. Congratulations to the winners.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Well done.
Bye, bye,
Great.
Congratulations to everyone. Well done. See you next year.
See you.
Thank you, everyone. I need to talk to that person who said key, then to, then enable. It was phenomenal. It was perfect.
We can help you do that. Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody.
Amazing to
Difficult to leave.
I'm your fan.
Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, and let's keep in touch.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the organization. Congratulations, Diego, and all the rest of the winners.
Thank you so much.
Jean, are you still here? Jean Hammond here?
צוות מיינדסט יקרים, תודה רבה מאוד.
תודה יוסי.
היה נהדר, מצוין.
אנחנו לאכול פיצה.
Cecília, muito obrigado, viu?
Cecilia, you're muted.
Parabéns, vocês merecem.
Parabéns, José. Tchau, Cecília.
Um abraço, Guilherme.
Guilherme,
Um abraço, Cecília.
José.
Obrigado.
Parabéns para vocês, tá? Foi um prazer ter vocês aqui, vocês merecem.
Obrigado.
Tá?
Tchau.
Tchau,
Thanks,
José.
everyone.
Se você quiser contato com a pessoa que falou, me escreve, que eu te dou.
Eu quero. A gente está indo para Israel, não sei se você sabe.
Então tá. Tchau, José.
Um abraço.
Um abraço.
Bye, friends.
Félix.
I enjoy it a lot.
Why can't we hear?
לילה טוב.
זהו?
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Felix was saying something, Paz, and we couldn't hear. Felix wanted to say something.
אוקיי, היית בחדר שופטים, נהנתם?
הייתה תאונה מצערת שכנראה הם חשבו שברגע שהם מקבלים את הלינק הם צריכים לעבור לשם.
הם לא קיבלו את הלינק, אני פשוט אמרתי שופטים מצביעים, ואז כמה החליטו לעבור, ואז כבר יוסי אמר, כאילו אנחנו מחכים לכם.
כנראה הם חשבו שעכשיו הם צריכים לעבור.
מה שעשיתי, בגלל שכאילו לא כולם היו, עשיתי אינטרדקשן.
רגע, הבנו מה שאנחנו עדיין בשידור.
חבר'ה, יש עוד צופים, אז שיהיה לנו ערב טוב, ניפגש בזום של מיינדסט.
תראו את הזום.
אילן, אנחנו לא בשידור, נכון?
אנחנו כן
בשידור.
ביוטיוב, בפייסבוק.
נראה לי אפשר להפסיק.
אנחנו בשידור.